Welcome to Same Script, Different Cast, Cut to Act 1. I'm your host, SeenIt. Cut to Act 1 is an extension of the SSDC Podcast. I typically do that with Wikipedia Plot Reader and Movie Pop-Up. Today I am joined by a special guest.
Watch and Wine.
So we're going to go over American Horror Story. This is Season 9, Episode 4, called TrueKillers. So what are your thoughts on this episode?
Oh, plot twist after plot twist. There were so many things that I was so surprised about. Each scene. It's like, what?
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I know that I actually started to get sad because I'm starting to develop a liking for a couple of the characters. So Xavier, Trevor, and Chet.
Yes.
So if anything bad happens to any of those characters, it's starting to make me sad now. So I have to say that about this episode. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We're just going to, spoilers, but we're going to get into a breakdown of it, finish up with questions that we have and some predictions that we have for their next episode. All right, so through flashbacks, we see that Montana and the Night Stalker became lovers after meeting at Montana's Midnight Mayhem, whatever the hell that is, aerobics class. The Night Stalker strings up one of Montana's students like a starfish in the locker room for, I don't know, it was like a gay meltdown or something. Well, when the student was requesting Cyndi Lauper. But Montana is turned on by this death scene from the Night Stalker. And then they do it. This came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah, that was a little weird, especially when he was licking the blood off of her ankle. I'm like, what is up with that?
That was just, so that was very weird. So I'm curious to know, we haven't seen this yet, but to know Montana's backstory. Because all we know, because we learned from this when she asked the Night Stalker, since she killed this guy for her, will she kill others for her? And then she brings up Brooke and the wedding, and then her tied to Sam, which was the best man that the fiance, Joe, killed because he thought, sleeping with Brooke.
Yeah, so you definitely called that from last week when you said it was like her boyfriend or something, but you definitely called it.
Okay, yeah, because I was like at the end, because I was like, what does she have against her? Like, why is she doing this? So that was the only thing, because that's the only other part that we know about Brooke.
But my question is, how did Brooke end up at Montana's gym in that aerobics class? That was a bit,
Unless, I can only think of maybe she set something up. I don't know. For her to go to that gym? That seems weird. Maybe maybe she did something like plant a flyer or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. It could have been that way. But we cut to the present and we see Montana. She's asking the Night Stalker, why hasn't he killed Brooke yet? It's because he failed. He failed the apartment. He failed at the pier. It's like he wasn't even trying.
Yeah.
And Montana brings up that Jingles is there and he needs to kill Brooke before Jingles does. And then what did he say about she told him that he killed two men at once. But what did he say? He
was like two guys at the same time. What is he, a ninja?
Yeah.
Two guys at the same time? Is he a ninja?
I laughed so hard at that.
That's that ninja right there. That is that ninja. So he knows what he needs to do now, the Night Stalker. So we cut to the infirmary. Chet passes out. Trevor shoots him up with adrenaline. And at this time, when they're in this situation, it dawns on Xavier that the pimp's limo is still there. It's still by the showers. And so that's the way that they can leave. So Trevor gives Chet scissors for protection. I don't know why.
I question that too.
Yeah.
Like scissors? Okay.
I'm gonna cut you with scissors. No, that would take too long anyway. Yeah, so then Trevor and Xavier, they split up, by the way, so that they can go and find Birdie, the cook, and Margaret. So that whole splitting up thing. I guess that's that horror movie trope because, yeah.
So one thing about Trevor, did you realize that he's Mr. Schuster from Glee? He's the teacher from Glee.
Teacher.
I kept looking at him like, who is he?
Because he's
the
so
teacher
different.
With the mustache and the hair. But that's Mr. Schuster.
Okay. All right. Oh, cool. Then we cut to, so they split up. They're doing their own thing, trying to find Birdie and Margaret. So Xavier does find Birdie, but Jingly comes in. So they're at the cafeteria, I think. She's making the sandwiches. And Xavier hides under the table when he hears that Jingly's coming. Bernie, you can see that there's a sort of a familiar relationship because Birdie refers to him as Benji. And so then they chit-chat over a sandwich. He cuts off the crust of his bread and she talks about how she remembers that he used to do that. And then Xavier drops the flashlight.
I'm like, why did you even move? You need to be still. Need to be stiff. Don't move. Don't breathe.
Yeah.
As soon as he moved, something happened.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Lord.
And I was like, oh, man. And I really like him. And so he dropped the flashlight, and then a chase happens, runs into the kitchen. Birdie tries to help out because she hits Jingli in the back of the head with a meat cleaver. He turns around. He stabs her like a lot.
Several times.
Yeah.
Several.
And I was like, damn, Birdie. And then he knocks out Xavier. Then he puts Xavier in the oven and turns it on.
Oh, broil. That's bad.
And that's when I got sad. I really do like Xavier. It's only been a couple episodes, but I already see like a character arc because he feels so terrible after what happened to the pimp.
Yeah.
So.
But wasn't the pimp his father? I think
He
that was his
called him
father.
daddy.
I think that was his father.
So I don't know. It could have been his dad, or he referred to him as dad because he helped him in a situation. I don't know, but he called him Daddy. Well, not
Daddy?
like that, but he called him Daddy, yeah. And then, mortally injured, Birdie is still able to save Xavier. Now, he's severely burnt, and when he comes out, he mercifully kills Birdie.
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
Yeah.
But she was like, just take me out.
Mhm.
I don't need to continue with this. That was really sad. But Birdie, she's my hero. She's my shero.
Mm-hmm.
Because she really did try. She tried to help. She tried to hide Xavier.
Yeah.
But she tried to hit Mr. Jingli.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
it's always double tap. She hit him one time.
Right.
You know you need to double tap.
And that is...
In life, you
Yeah.
need to double tap.
Yeah, and that definitely did not happen. Yeah, she should have kept going. After that happens, so at some point during all of this, I mean, we do cut back and forth, but at some point, I mean, Margaret finds the fake ass Jingli impersonators that were by the boys' cabin. She goes to get her gun. Oh, let me back up a little bit. She takes the mask of one of the Jingli people, and does she push the cross or something on it?
Yeah, on his forehead.
Yeah, so she does, I don't know, on the Father, on the Holy Spirit, I guess that's what she's doing. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah. And then she goes to the cabin to get her gun, and that's when we get the flashback. I did not see this happening.
No.
Like, I knew they had some sort of relationship. At one point, I feel like I thought that they were like, that was her dad or something, but I didn't know they had a romantic...
But was it romantic, or was she more just trying to get him to protect her from the bullies?
Maybe it was more like that. I don't know, but she licked his finger.
That was odd.
So that gave me romantic. Other than that, I was thinking big brother or uncle or looking out for one another.
Yeah,
but,
so the licking of the finger, the blood, that goes back to the devil boy.
Yeah.
Licking the ankle of, what's her name?
Oh.
Montana.
Okay.
So I'm like, is there some type of devil tie? Like,
right.
I don't know.
Good point. Okay.
I don't know.
No, I like that. Okay.
But Margaret did say later that when she was praying, she said something about she did a baptism in blood. So I'm like, what's up with that?
Mm-hmm.
When she was praying.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even pick up on that. Okay. So this is when we learned that she was actually joked. The threesome folks who were in the first episode, they may have been the ringleaders or something like that as far as joking and mocking Margaret. And so she felt some type of way. She was asking Jingli, to protect her. And he was carving a bear for her. And she talked about how bears mate for life. So
didn't know that.
Yeah. So that was something new. She infers through her sexy eyes and the box cutter, like, are you gonna protect me, Benji? Or something like that, or you wanna help me? And so, kill for me. Okay, that was basically what it was. Kill for me. Then we cut to, so that's how we know their relationship and their backstory. Then we cut to Brooke, who was drugged in the last episode, and she wakes up in a shack. Brooke escapes, and there's booby traps, and she falls into some sort of a net trap.
So my question, where the heck did all the booby traps come from? I know the fake reader said that she set them up, but when did she have time to set up booby traps?
I don't know, because how long has she actually been up there?
Right. I thought from the flashback it was only a couple of days, a day or two.
Right, because she was following real Rita up there.
Right. That, I'm like, these are some pretty good booby traps.
Elaborate booby traps. Maybe it's Margaret. That's a theory that I have. since Donna is so obsessed with serial killers, does she know that Margaret is also a serial killer? Is she working with her too? Does she know that she set up Jingly? I don't know.
Interesting.
So that's one thing that I think. We're there with Brooke and Donna. Donna talks about science, philosophy, psychology. This is the monologue. Science. She let Brooke know that she brought Jingly here so they can be in his element and see how the mind works and science, psychology, physiology. Okay. When Montana finds Brooke, she tells her Rita's Donna set all this shit up and is working with Jingly. Montana leaves to find something sharp to get Brooke down, so she says. But Montana actually tells Night Stalker where she is. I mean, and when she finds Night Stalker, at that time he's like summoning Satan's magic to help him find Brooke or whatever, but it didn't work. Montana's like, go get her, boo. So he goes out to get her. She tells him where he is. Night Stalker finds Brooke, and then here's Jingly, and we have a knife fight.
Yes, we do.
And we learn that Night Stalker is a fan of Jingly, and so they're going back and forth. But meanwhile, in the shadows, Donna, she's watching, and Montana attacks her from behind. So the irony there, right? So then we have a girl fight. Montana does not double tap.
No.
She hits her with the tree branch.
Though. She
did get her good. She didn't double tap, so she just knocks her out.
But Jingly, he really did take a beating from the dude.
Did the way that they were.
Yeah,
you just saw
it was a lot of
from
knife
the back,
action.
and it was like there's a lot of sticking and moving.
If there was.
Yeah. So he's pretty badly injured. Even though he wins because this was hard to watch.
Oh, that was real hard. I actually covered my eyes. I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, it's like John Wick type stuff. So, and like putting him up there on that wooden hook, random, very, very sharp piece of wood that had to be like chopped down a certain way to make it that sharp, and puts him in there, and then it comes out through his mouth. That was
too much for me to watch.
Yeah, that was a lot. He's gone, so we think. And then, and while all this is going on, like Brooke is swinging herself back and forth and gets out. She's out there. So she's safe now. Brooke is running. So then we cut to Margaret praying. So what was she praying? Because I don't think I was paying attention to her words.
She was just like thanking whoever, I don't know who now, for just everything, and talking about the baptism in blood that she did, her sacrifice, and thank you for allowing me to see who I really am. And I'm like, okay. And she said something about, I can't remember exactly what she said, but as soon as she finished, then Jingly walks in the door. She's like, you're the answer to my prayer.
Right, yeah.
Like, okay.
So it's like, what else does she have planned? Okay. He finds her, and she's like, okay, answer my prayers. And like, why are you here? And he said, to finish what I started. Yeah. And that's just like, what you started.
She was like,
Yeah, so that's when we learned Margaret was the actual killer in 1970 following the bullying at the hands of the other campers. And then Jingly was blamed for these killings. So subsequently, he was subjected to terrible treatments, electric shock, all that kind of stuff at the asylum. And then the doctors were even saying, you did it. And so they were like really messing with his mind and stuff with all this electric therapy and making him forget some stuff. Margaret then shoots Jingly, who was fitting to stab her. Pat, 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 3 shots. Off in the distance, Trevor and the other folks, they hear this. And so Trevor splits from the group. He was with Montana and Chet, who were about to head to the limo. And so after hearing the gunshots, he goes over there. And then what happens in there with Margaret? He's like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
She's like, I killed Jingly, and he sees him on the floor. It's like, yeah, I had to kill Jingly right after
he killed you.
Right.
And then stabs him. No. And then twists the knife in his stomach.
And she did more than one tap, because she stabbed him a couple more times.
Once he got on the ground.
Yeah, and then took his ear. And I like Trevor. So that's why that one was tough. She looks back, and we see that Jingly is gone. So he Michael Myers those bullets because he was shot, and he's like, oh, okay. Yeah. And after he stabbed, so he has some sort of
something's going on
ability there. Right there. And then we cut to Xavier, who, poor Xavier, he's all burnt up and stuff, and he's running through the forest, and then he runs into Jingly on the bridge. And he kind of just accepts his fate. He lunges at him at some point, but he misses. He's so weak. Xavier. And Jingli tells him, like, it was never me, or something. Yeah, it was never me.
And then he was gone.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
And then Xavier was just like, he was right here, because Brooks finds him. He was like, but he was right here. It's like, we gotta go. Then they meet up with Chet and Montana at the limo, which is on fire. Who would do that?
Who set it on fire? Because Margaret was there too. Did Margaret get there and then it was on fire?
I don't know, because she came a little bit later, and Donna's knocked out. She's knocked out, so I don't know.
Set it on fire.
That's it. Those are the only. Yeah, I have no idea.
No clue.
And I wonder with these ghosts and stuff that come back, can they set
what
fires?
About the
can they do things?
What about the campfire guy? He might. Not the campfire. The camp counselor.
Right.
We haven't seen him in a couple of episodes.
Yeah. Can people come back? Was it set by a ghost? Like, do they have the ability? Do ghosts have the ability to touch tangible things?
Yeah,
because he got hit.
Yeah,
and he knocked out the Night Stalker. Yep. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, so there's
I don't think it was a human.
Hopefully, we'll find out next week.
So we already know. So Margaret's there. She actually lies and says that Jingli killed Trevor, but I don't know if she mentioned that she shot him.
No.
They heard shots.
Or
I don't
that
think
he
anybody.
was gone.
Right, and I don't think anybody brought up, but we heard some shots. That's why Trevor went to go see you. So what did you shoot? I don't know. But then I wrote this in my notes. When the Night Stalker started to levitate, I said, oh shit, he's risen.
Oh.
That is what I wrote down. Because
did you see the black pupils?
Exactly.
I said, oh no.
So that's why I was just thinking, is this the campground sort of
like the energy from the dead people?
Or is it Satan, because he's been with all this Satan 8-ball magic, he's been doing that since the first season, like calling on him. So is it that? Because there's a lot of sorcery and Ouija board stuff going on. So
Rita woke up right at that point and was looking like, oh my gosh. But I wonder if he saw her looking.
I don't know.
Cause she was kind of in the shadows. And I'm like, oh, well, what's her name? Donna?
Donna, yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think she's a goner now.
Yeah, but she sees it, so I don't know.
So with him rising and, coming back to life, is that what happened with Mr. Jingles?
Yeah. Maybe, that is such a good point.
I don't know.
Maybe she did kill him. And then he came back. So now he's like, what do you call it? He's connected to the campground.
Right,
so
just like the counselor.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
So many questions.
Yeah, so some of these questions that I actually jotted down, we went over, because I had who started the limo fire. And I have Jingli says it was never me, but what does that mean? I mean, because it could say that wasn't me who's been attacking you all this time. Well, I think we know that. Because I think at one point I was like, is Margaret wearing this mask and doing the same thing?
Yeah, you did say that.
So, but he said it was never me. So it was never me, meaning all those other murders. And so he became Jingli after he went to the asylum.
Right.
And then, so these are like his first actual murders. So it was just like Roy at the gas station, and then he was going to kill that psychiatrist lady because he was
a natural at it, though.
Yeah, he was.
He was a natural.
So I don't know if he had those thoughts while he was away, and so it just was ingrained in him at that point, even though he hadn't done that. And then his fighting skills from when he was overseas just came back. I also have what resurrected Night Stalker. So we talked about that. So is it he's doomed to walk the grounds for eternity, or is it the Satan's magic?
Right. Is this normal for him?
Right.
To just come back to life.
Right. Like, this isn't the first time I died. I know what's up.
Like
me and Satan got a thing.
9 lives. I don't know.
Yeah. And then we also don't know about Ray, because I know he died off the campground. So will he come back?
Yeah, because he got his head chopped off.
Right. So
no, I think he's dead.
Okay, because
Ray's gone.
You think he's dead? He a little bitch,
but oh gosh.
And then. So I don't know. Maybe he'll be resurrected too. I don't know, because he's still. Because even the hitchhiker, he died. I don't know if it was on the campgrounds, but it was like he was hit by the truck, and then the person got out of the car and killed him.
But isn't the hitchhiker the counselor?
Yeah.
So he was dead. He's been dead.
Yeah, but he died. Did he die on the grounds or off the ground?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because that's what I'm wondering about. So that means Ray would come back. The pimp would come back.
Everybody's coming back.
Everybody who's died, even those 2 fake Jinglis would come back.
Except the mechanic guy.
Right, because he was killed far away. So he would be the only one not. But then the psychologist would come back. It's so much going on. Yeah, so I don't know about that. And the same thing with Trevor. Trevor would come back too.
Yeah.
So if he would come back, then he would be like, don't trust Margaret. Let's get her. Okay.
Do you have any people coming back?
Yeah.
That reminds me of the first season of American Horror Story. When the dead people were coming back and they didn't know they were dead.
In the house?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such a classic.
Yeah.
First season.
Oh my gosh. In my time. So do you have any predictions? Or what do you think is going to happen in the next couple episodes?
Really? I have no idea. I really don't. Like, that plot twist with Margaret, I was shocked and like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But one thing, did you notice with Margaret during the flashback when she was killing people, how she cut her own ear off and she was just so calm?
Yeah,
and,
she was.
She didn't flinch. She didn't scream. She
That
was
was
just
a
like,
good point.
oh, let me just cut that off.
She did that.
I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah.
She just seems so... the whole season, I thought she's just so fake. I'm like, something's not right about her. But I didn't think that she was killing people back then.
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay.
That's one thing I do like about the show, because for me, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen next week. I have no clue what's going to happen.
I like guessing, because I feel like this is like a game.
You do. You have pretty good
like
guesses. Your predictions are on point, and I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, because I mean, I really like how they do that. Like some of the predictions that I have, Trevor is going to resurrect and warn the others about Margaret. Jingli is going to team up with the living camp counselors to kill Margaret.
Oh.
Yeah. Because now he feels betrayed. He's sad. He went through all of this, and I was just like, it was never me. So
but
when
who's
it's like
left though? But okay, so we have Xavier, but he's not going to be of any use really, because he's still hurt from being burnt up.
Chet's hurt too, though.
Chet's hurt because Chet is still laying in the wherever with his scissors.
Yeah,
because he wasn't at the car, was he?
No, he was at the car.
He was.
He just hurt. Yeah.
Okay.
Montana had to help bring him, so he's mobile, but he couldn't even help, because in the last episode Xavier brought it up because they were talking about, like, we can bum rush him right now, the fake Jingli, into that pit. Xavier's like, man, only you can do it. He had that big dick energy, and so he was able to push him into that pit. There was no way that Chet could help. Xavier could have helped, but he had to watch out for Chet. They don't have a lot of people who could assist.
But the Night Stalker guy, like, with Montana's motives, is like, who do you help? What are you here for?
Oh.
Are you going to try to kill Margaret, or are you still here to get Brooke killed?
Oh, crap. Yep. Montana has to go. She's an evil person.
Yeah, she is.
She has to go. So it's okay if she goes. And then my other prediction, I think this is all that I have, is Donna is going to fend for Margaret since she's into serial killers. So it'll be Donna and Margaret against everyone else.
Okay.
And I feel like Margaret set up the traps. Maybe Donna helped set them up so she knows where they are. It's going to be nothing but booby traps around the forest. But Jingli knows where the booby traps are because Donna told him. So they need Jingli in order to survive the booby traps in the forest. So we haven't gotten a backstory on Donna, and I think that's happening this week or the coming weeks to know why she's so into serial killers.
Okay.
So we can find out why she's like this.
Okay.
All right. Do you have anything else to add, Nikki?
No.
Or movie mania lover of wine?
Movie?
I forgot it all.
It's Watching Wine.
Watching Wine. Yes, Watching Wine.
Watching Wine. Long time listener, first time caller.
Okay.
Very happy to be here.
All right. Thank you.
No, I definitely appreciate you allowing me to be here.
Yeah.
I'm loving this show, so.
Okay. Well, yay. Okay. Well, thanks you guys so much for tuning in. SSDC Podcast, cut to Act 1. This is SeenIt with Watching Wine. We outie.
Bye.